I was like, why you so obsessed with me?
What really went on with Mean Girls, the musical movie? Those of you who have been on this ride with me know how much I love this movie. And well, a lot has actually been going on in promotion and drama surrounding this new version of the classic Mean Girls, with its musical twist for 2024. You heard that right, I said drama. We will get into all that in a little bit. But first, I wanted to read an article from the Morning New York Times written by Desiree Abikwi back on January 14th, 2024. It begins, good morning, nearly 20 years after Mean Girls was released, a new version is in theaters. Rebooting a classic. There's a stickiness to Mean Girls quotes. For a certain generation, long passages can be plucked from the mind and performed cadence perfect on demand. As a child, I watched the movie over and over on DVD, and the words wormed their way into my impressionable mind. My experience is by no means unique. It became part of my vernacular. Samantha Jane told The Times of her teenage reaction to the film, which was released in 2004, every single soundbite. Jane is a co-director of a new version of Mean Girls, which came out on Friday. It's an adaptation of an adaptation, refashioning songs from 2018 Broadway musical based on the movie. It should also be mentioned that the original film was inspired by a non-fiction book. Just like the movie, the new Mean Girls follows Katie Heron, a teenager who has arrived at an American high school after being homeschooled by her zoologist parents in Kenya. She is introduced to the terrors of a teenage social hierarchy and drawn into the orbit of a group of popular girls led by Regina George, and in this film, Renee Rapp. Along with adding musical numbers, the filmmakers updated the script to better reflect today's times. Some dated and less sensitive jokes have been retooled, and their greater diversity. Karen Smith, played in the original by Amanda Seyfried, is now Karen Shetty, played by the Indian American actress, and I'm probably going to say it wrong, and I apologize, but Avantika. In the nearly 20 years since its release, Mean Girls has remained unshakably relevant. I totally agree. It has this little net that catches girls as they pass through preteen and high school age. Tina Fey, who wrote both the original film and the reboot, said in 2014. Yes, she is absolutely right in that. It's clear why the film spoke to people. It took all the things I loved about teen movies, interpersonal drama, clothes, love interests, morally satisfying ending that lets us know we're all spring fling queens and elevated them, putting an intelligent frame around subjects other films might treat as, ooh, I've never seen this word before. Frivolity? I don't know. Faye's script is sharply funny and often crude, both silly and sinister. Watching it feels like opening a pink crushed velvet box and finding a knife inside. Oh, geez. It may not be your mother's Mean Girls, but it's pretty close. Another article from Variety discussed how the main star of the original, Lindsay Lohan, was actually very hurt and disappointed by a new Mean Girls movie joke. End quote. Fans of Lohan and haters would most likely recall the times Lohan was all over in the press and magazines, partying, and when her and Paris were having trouble in catfights, there entered Brandon Davis. Brandon was known in the socialite world as he is the grandson of the late oil mogul Marvin H. Davis. He also has dated many famous women too, but not Lindsay. He was the one who was famously giving her name, Firecrotch. That paparazzi footage went viral back in the day. I believe it was TMZ actually, and was on every website and news outlet. It was embarrassing and humiliating for Lindsay. This man has a net worth of $50 million. Many forget he did some acting back in the day in Even Stevens, First Monday, and Who's Your Daddy. Later years, he found himself deep into some troubles. He had publicly been seen drinking and driving, having a horrible car crash. We'll call it Coca-Cola possession in 2011. Also, a substantial debt of $300,000 to the prominent Las Vegas mogul Steve Wynn, while continuing to gamble, party, and have lavish, expensive spending habits. He has recently made headlines as he is now currently engaged to Ashley Benson from Pretty Little Liars. Going back to Lindsay Lohan and why she's so upset, it turns out the firecrotch term is mentioned in the new movie script, and it was made very obvious it's directly towards Lohan. In the new musical movie, Megan Thee Stallion, who plays herself, hypes up Katie, Lohan's original character, by saying, "We are going back, Red. Y2K Firecrotch is back." Maybe they were aiming to make it a good thing? I don't know. And rewrite history and own it? Like, this crotch is fire, baby? I don't know. But I do know Lindsay did not appreciate it at all. It had been reported that she was disappointed and found the joke a bit distasteful, as it was a reference to a horrible hunting time in her life where the memory is it's of a derogatory nickname given to her from mean socialites. Young and stupid. In the TMZ clips, you see Paris Hilton, Brandon's lifelong family friend, cracking up as he goes off on a rant and rampage, making fun of the redhead actress, looks, and her body. Lindsay does make a cameo in the film, and it was said that she was paid $500,000 for a half a day of work on the set. She supported the cast and writer Tina Fey by flying out from Dubai and walking the red carpet for the premiere on January 8th, 2024. The movie, which has also an adaptation of the Broadway musical and based around the 2004 film, obviously, reigned over the box office Martin Luther King Jr. holiday weekend and brought in $33.2 million from showing in 3,791 theaters. Rapper Megan Thee Stallion wasn't just in the movie, she also made a song and music video with the star who plays Regina George. Megan recently has been dropping new hits from her latest album, and well, one song called Hiss just came out a few days ago, and it stirred up some shit. Some major flames between her and Queen Nicki Minaj. So what I'm getting at is, like, all this going on at the same time, it's pretty wild. But I guess that's good for the book, and, you know, controversy obviously sells. That could be good and that could be bad.
My name is Lindsay, and I'm searching for love. I'm recently single, I think, and I'm looking for someone who I can spend the rest of my life with, or at least the rest of my probation with.
Get in the car, loser. We're going back to Dunkin' Donuts.
Hi. Do you know what day it is? October 3rd. Well, it is, but it's also Romance Scam Prevention Day.
At North Shore, some things never change. On Wednesdays, we still wear pink.
Get in, sweetie, we're going deal shopping.
But now, we shop Walmart Black Friday deals.
Buckle up.
Cute.
Karen Smith here with the weather. There's a 30% chance it's already Wednesday.
This wasn't regular shopping. This was deal shopping.
Back to you, Chuck.
Don't let the haters stop you from doing your thing, Kevin Jr.
Even as the guidance counselor, I was still getting schooled.
Gruel. Huh? What's gruel?
It's nothing.
Man, I don't have to set someone.
This is gonna be so fetch.
Stop trying to make fetch happen, Mom. It's still
I
not
love
gonna happen.
Gretchen.
We were a school obsessed.
If you have Walmart Plus, you will get 3-hour early access to Black Friday deals. Deals.
The deals were coming out of us like word vomit.
Walmart's Black Friday deals are flawless. Those deals are hot. They might even be hotter than Amber Wieners.
I saw Miss Heron buy Apple AirPods and Legos, so I bought Apple AirPods and Legos.
Whoever made this, perfect.
Ladies!
You take that one and you take that one.
I am such a good mom.
I'm impressed.
And I'm Karen.
We know.
Yeah. Okay.
While Girl World was at peace, Deal World was just getting started.
Oh, Black Friday deals start next Wednesday? Oh my God, that's in like 1 week.
Have a great day at school. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Bye.
Get in, loser.
Over the years, I've realized that these characters and this story have had a much longer shelf life than anyone anticipated.
Shut up.
I didn't say anything. 20 years later, it's just as poppin' as it was when it came out. It's so iconic and so timeless.
It's become such a part of all of our lives.
Everyone knows the trio in pink.
Those bitches.
For this new movie, how can we surprise and delight people who are already familiar with the story? It felt like we could have the best of both worlds with great music.
Look at this thing.
New jokes.
I can't even see it. Like a face breast.
And the look to be updated, but also nods to the original.
That is so fetch.
What is fetch?
It's like slang from an old movie.
They nailed the comedy.
Pam, I love her.
Thanks. Smells like sausage from the last time I wore it.
All of these characters are familiar.
This fall, we will be getting into abstinence, condoms, and choking.
But there's some twists.
It's cool to see Mean Girls made for a modern day.
It's hot. It's smart and it's funny. And it's really cool. I think people will be surprised.
Gonna lie, it looks pretty good. Now the drama's not over. There is another article from Variety, and everybody who's been asking, where is Rachel McAdams through all this? So, despite being a star who's dazzled audiences in Hollywood for over 2 decades, McAdams, 45, doesn't do many media interviews, with memorable turns as a woman torn between 2 men in the romantic period drama The Notebook, to her stunning portrayal of a closeted Orthodox Jewish woman in Disobedience. The Canadian-born actor's versatility has been beloved by fans worldwide. One of her most iconic roles was as high schooler Regina George, the proclaimed queen of the plastics in 2004 teen comedy Mean Girls. An adaptation of the Broadway musical version of the movie will be released in January by Paramount Pictures, with scribe Tina Fey returning. Unfortunately, it sounds like McAdams will not appear, despite Fey and Tim Meadows reprising their roles, although it sounds like we came close to having a Regina cameo. Tina and I sort of dabbled with a few ideas, but it was tough to make it all work in the end, she says. I was really down for whatever she wanted to do. I think the direction it went in will be fantastic, and I cannot wait to see it. And regarding the pink plastic elephant in the room, in early November, a Black Friday Walmart commercial aired that reunited original Mean Girls cast members Lindsay Lohan, Amanda Seyfried, and Lacey Chabert. But without McAdams. We finally got an answer why. McAdams shares, "I don't know. I guess I wasn't that excited about doing a commercial, if I'm totally being honest. A movie sounded awesome, but I've never done commercials, and it just didn't feel like my bag. Also, I didn't know that everyone was doing it. I would have, of course, always loved to be part of a Mean Girls reunion and hang out with my plastics, but yeah, I found out that later. So does that mean Mean Girls 2 is still possible? That would be so fetch." Well, it happened. It's out there. Rachel McAdams' reasoning, people still found it a little odd that, yeah, they probably don't keep in touch. But when the opportunity came up and the idea was being discussed, you would think she would have connected with at least one of them to check in and see. She received plenty of backlash regarding her not reuniting with the girls. She did show up as a surprise on Saturday Night Live, making a cameo introducing Renee Rapp as the musical guest. Do you guys think Rachel McAdams should have made the effort to make some time aside to do something with the cameo in the movie, or they could have simply done something where she video chatted or something? Or do you think there was more behind it? Maybe she thinks she's beyond it and above it. Tell me what you guys think in the comments down below, and I will see you in a new video soon. I'm Leenda, and that's For the Record, Your Honor.